Hello friends, Dr. Nels here coming to you this week with information on tank fillers. Welcome back friends, Dr. Nels here coming to you with content on life, leadership, family, and business, building your principles and values so that you can be the best version of you. And today we want to speak with you about tank fillers. And so last week we were talking about willpower and how you only have so much willpower to start the day, and you start the day with the fullest tank possible that you're going to have for the day, and your willpower to execute what you need to get done today, the willpower to execute the conversations that you need to have today. And as the day progresses, your tank starts to deplete, and by the end of the day, it's on E. And so Kale, remind us exactly how you ordered that, or remind me more.
Right, so I mean, we all deal with different scenarios in life and different just stressors, whether it be work, kids, school, church, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so there's always things that are depleting our tank, but it's healthy for us to have things that help fill our tank in order to do what's necessary to do tomorrow. And so we kind of posed the question, what are just some tank fillers that people can do or that people can work towards to help supplement their tank?
Yeah, and so we jotted down a few key points for you if you're a point item by item, action items. And so with that, my first one is getting a good night's rest. Second one is pray more often. Third is surround yourself with people that help fill your tank versus those that are energy vampires. And fourth is living with purpose. What is your purpose? Knowing your purpose. Knowing where you're headed and why. If we can lead and live a purpose-filled life, you will automatically have more energy in your tank than those that don't. And then fifth and lastly is joy. Do some things that bring you joy. And that's maybe not all the time, but what are some activities outside of just earning a paycheck and leading your family or living and doing what you do? What are the things that bring you joy? Because those help fill your tank. And to start back at the top, a very good night's rest. And I coach on this all the time because in 2005, when we started having staff meetings here and the young folks that would come in on our Monday 7 a.m. required attendance staff meeting on Mondays at 7 a.m., some of these younger folks would come in and they just, hey, how you doing? And I'm tired. And that's when I began coaching on get your butt to bed. And the easiest way to get up out of bed is to get to bed sooner. And I think many people can identify with the thousands of hours wasted from 9 p.m. to midnight or whatever it is. Get to bed. Get your butt to bed. It's really simple. And so to wake up with a full tank, we can't just be doing something mind-numbing from 9 to 10 or 9 to 11 or 8:30 to 11 that's creating things in our mind that don't need to be created or using up energy at the very end of the day to where we're not getting to bed. And good night's rest is paramount. Get to bed by 9 o'clock. Nothing much is happening after 9 o'clock. If you choose 8:30 like me and my wife, many times it's even better. If you want your tank filled, get to bed. Pray more often. I learned this from a good friend and mentor, Todd Tolles, and I've heard him coach on this in the workforce. I've heard him speak to people, and maybe you think that crosses some boundaries, but pray to whoever you are worshiping, whoever that might be. Pray for wisdom. Pray for discernment. Pray for peace so that you can sleep. Pray for those that you're going to have a conversation with. Pray for your team members. Pray for your family. Pray for health. Pray for a positive day the next day. Pray for the right doors to open that are to open. Pray for the right doors to close that are to close. Pray with great discipline, and that will give you energy and help fill your tank, I promise. Surrounding yourself with people that fill your tank versus being energy vampires. And we've had routine conversations with our kids about this. We coach them to surround themselves with people that don't drain their energy. And you see, to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And there are some people in your life that you can think about that just take. But for any relationship, both sides have to give. Both have to give to the relationship. Both have to help fill the tank, because you see over time, if one side of the relationship is just not refilling your tank ever, and it's always about them, the conversation surrounds them, or they're just not really yielding to the relationship ever, and it's always their way, and blah, 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 that is an energy vampire relationship that you need to set up some boundaries and maybe even consider getting out of, because those energy vampires are life-sucking, and you can probably think about one right now, and I would coach you to think about that relationship, and is it one you really need? And so if you want a full tank to start the day, you want it to last longer in the day, we have to remove the energy vampires. The fourth part is the purpose, and I really kind of went into that. What is your purpose? And I think today there's many people just going day to day, leaving their house, going to work, going home, leaving their house, going to work, going home, leaving their house, going to work, going home, without purpose. What's your purpose? Because the people that live with a greater purpose will have more energy in their tank. Are you going to work with the mindset, hey, I'm going to be a radically positive influence on those around me today? Are you going with the mindset that I'm going to do 1 to 2 things a day to be aggressively helpful to someone today? I'd challenge you to find your purpose, because without purpose, you're going to have less energy, and those with a purpose start the day with a fuller tank than those that don't have purpose. And then lastly, joy. This was really Kale's do something that brings you joy, and tell us more in what you're meaning there.
Yeah, I think just finding things that are outside of your normal routine that make you happy, and whether go on the vacation. Go to the girls' night and have fun with your friends. Like yesterday, my boys and I went to the shooting range. Just like something out of the ordinary that is fun, that you can enjoy, and that doesn't require a whole lot of effort or thought, but it's just something that brings you joy and that helps, again, fill your tank, or serving someone, volunteering, giving back, being that friend for someone else that might not have that friend. Things that you can do just outside of your normal cycle and your routine that brings you joy and maybe even provides you that purpose that you were talking about just a second ago.
Yeah. So I love that joy part when he said that. That's why I wanted him to give some words on it. That's a word I could use a little more often, Gail. So yeah, what brings you joy? Do that a little bit more, whatever it might be. So filling your tank, a good night's rest, pray more often, surround yourself with people that help pour into you so that you're not just always emptying your cup for them, reducing the energy vampires in your life, living with great purpose, living a purpose-filled life, and doing some things that bring you joy are your tank fillers, or our tank fillers. Some hopeful, helpful advice for you. Thanks for joining us today. We're glad you're here. If you like this content, click subscribe here. We'll see you next week, friends. Thank you.